Hi and welcome to this episode of Inside the Journey. It's great to have your company, and it's also great to have the company of Lachie. Lachie, welcome.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Lachie, man, where do I start? This man is an inspiration, and we've known each other for a while through different channels and in different capacities. And I really wanted to have a chat with you, and thanks again so much for just taking the time. Really wanted to have a chat with you and just to share a little bit of your story. What was life like growing up for you? Tell us a little bit about your story, sort of going back, if you could.
Oh, geez, okay. I had a few challenges of myself. Being born with a heart condition, suffering from 2 strokes. Made it a bit of a challenge for me growing up and trying to figure out how life was going to go.
So when you say you were born with a heart condition, could you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so just basically before I was born, my mum got told that there was going to be issues, I'll use, and so easiest way for me to explain it is I only have 3 chambers on my heart instead of 4.
Right.
So I have what's called a pacemaker that is hooked up to my heart that pretty much helps me tick along with life now.
At what age was it discovered that there was a problem with your heart? Like, was it fairly soon after you were born, or did it take a little while?
I believe it was before I was born.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not 100% on that one, but what I got told was, before I was born,
Yeah,
they figured out I was gonna be it was gonna be a bit of a difficult journey for me.
Yeah.
And then so had open heart surgery at 7 days old.
Wow.
Again, suffered from 2 strokes when I was 2.5 years old.
Well, so open heart surgery at 7 days old, 2 strokes by 2, was it? By 2.5 years old?
By 2.5 years old.
And when was the pacemaker fitted? Do you know roughly when that age was?
Around when I was 2, I got told.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm glad I don't remember any of it. But it's been a bit of a journey and a lot of times in hospitals and
And we'll get to that in a moment, because I know there's still ongoing, medical issues and things that you need to have checked up and all these sorts of things. But what did that then, being so young and having some fairly significant surgeries and health issues, what was that like for you growing up? Like, what was sort of going into kindergarten and primary school like for you? Was it?
There were definitely challenges. I got held back a year just to make sure that I was ready to kind of go into that school environment. Had challenges, and for me felt like I was a bit different and maybe left out of being able to do certain things. But
so your sort of physicality was a bit limited, just with play and
I couldn't do certain activities, and I couldn't push myself like I would see everybody else being able to push themselves. And growing up, once I got into high school and stuff like that, I kind of it annoyed me a lot, because I was told that I wasn't allowed to do sport and prac and stuff, which I wanted to do, because for me I wanted to feel normal. So definitely had my challenges, but over time, growing up and learning to accept my arm and stuff like that, I've figured out that I can, there were certain things that I am able to achieve. It's just taken me a bit more of a time to get there.
If you don't mind, just tell us. Obviously, your heart is an issue there, but it's also affected your vision and your left side of your body, right?
Yes. So the vision is actually on the right side, so I'm legally blind in my right eye. And then so had a I'm okay with saying it, but had a clot in my brain, which caused the issues. And
what happens there then? Did that cause some headaches and just discomfort, pain? That then affected your eyesight, did it?
I think what I got told was it was on the right side of my brain, and then I think something snapped off and went behind my eye.
Right.
So that's how I don't have the vision in my right eye.
Wow.
But it affected the left side of my body.
Wow.
So it's a bit round.
Yeah.
But again, like I said earlier, just glad I don't remember that part of my life.
Yeah.
And, it was just starting to grow up, realising that I had a bit of a bad arm and, a few challenges.
Is your hearing affected as well?
No,
Okay.
hearing's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eyesight, obviously, and some mobility with
Yeah,
that left side then.
left side,
And leg. Amazing.
Yeah.
And so through high school, some challenges around maybe some things that you wanted to do and weren't able to do, etc.
Yeah, for me it was wanting to fit in, and for me a big one was wanting to be accepted.
Right.
And just felt like equal.
Yeah.
So a big thing that frustrated me growing up was not being allowed to play sports or being limited to how much sport I was allowed to play simply because of my condition.
Yeah.
And I completely understood where the teachers were coming from. I get that they need to take care of people that, one, have disabilities, and, I get that they have a duty of care to make sure I don't push it, but for me, physically going to my PE class in my prac uniform and asking my teacher and getting told just to sit down was never fun. Really annoyed me.
Yeah, particularly when you're trying to, at that age and that time, you're trying to fit in, you're trying to kind of connect with what other people are doing. And,
and I knew that I wouldn't be able to do exactly what everybody else was doing. I just wanted to give it a go for me.
Yeah.
To prove that I could do this stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Because my whole life leading up to year 9, year 10, year 8, like those years, I was always told just to sit, not do it, and just accept it.
Yeah.
So for me, once I realised that I was going to be like this for the rest of my life, I wanted to change my mindset.
Yeah.
I wanted to start feeling normal. I wanted to start doing normal stuff. And for back then, it was wanting to do sport.
Yep.
So
Were you able to do some sports? Were you able to engage
I was
in
able to
something?
do some sports. It was just for school, for example, if they did like the walkathon or they did like, school carnivals and that, I was always just told that I'd be helping in a different way. I wasn't allowed to actually do it.
Okay.
So one time I checked with my mum and she was okay for me to do it as long as I just made sure I took it easy and had breaks and stuff, and then convincing the sport coordinator at the time that, one, mum agreed to it and I promised that I wouldn't push myself too hard.
Yep.
I was finally allowed to give it a go and do 2 laps of regional college where I went to school.
Yeah.
And a little funny thing I found was, that happened when I was in year 10, and there was this one particular PE teacher, I won't say the name, but, and again, like I said earlier, I know she was doing what she thought was right, but for me, it always made me feel annoyed that I wasn't allowed to just give it a try, and I did 2 laps around the school and then went up to the desk where you'd go up and let the teacher know you're finished, and it was my year 10 PE teacher sitting there giving me a filthy look, and I looked straight at her and just went, told you I could do it, and then walked away. And for me, at that time, it was one of the best things I did.
Yeah.
Because it was my way of being like, I just proved you wrong.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. What was her response to that? Like, was she?
She was just shaking her head at me.
Was she?
Shaking her head.
Yeah.
Had her sunnies on, so but just arms crossed, shaking her head at me.
Yeah.
And it made me feel, I'll admit, probably a little smug in that.
Yeah.
Felt good because I was, like I said, I just proved that I can do it.
Yeah. And has that been part of your, I guess, thinking throughout schooling? And we'll talk about where you're at now and some of the amazing things you've been able to do. But has part of it just been to be able to to prove to people, hey, I can achieve things I put my mind to? And
yeah, I think a big thing for me was I need to prove to myself that I can do it.
Sure.
Because I grew up with, like I said earlier, being told from doctors and, just not to push myself, don't try, just almost sit on the sideline,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah.
So for me, growing up with that mindset of like, if I do this, I'm gonna hurt myself or
Yeah.
get myself back in the hospital.
Yeah.
To finally grow up, realize that if I just limit how I do certain things, just, you know, someone fit and healthy may be able to do it in, say, a certain time. It may take me a little longer. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It
Nice.
just, I figure it out for me. So
Yeah.
once I figured it out, I was able just to go, okay, well, it's going to take me a little longer, but
Yeah.
I'm going to do the best I can to make this journey work
Nice.
for me,
Yeah.
and figure out exactly how I need to go about it to achieve this goal or thing
Beautiful.
that I set my mind to.
Great.
So yeah, just proving to myself was a big one.
Yeah.
Because I doubted myself for a long time.
And so just on that, when you talk about doubting yourself, is that just because of what you felt were your own limitations, or was it more because of people saying, hey, you shouldn't do that? That's probably not something you can do. Like, where did that sort of doubt?
I think it was a bit of both. I think it was a bit of people telling me that I can't do it.
Yeah.
Because it was that just getting told that you won't achieve it, you can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, you can't do what we can do type thing.
Yeah.
And for myself, it was a bit like, okay, well, maybe I can't. I can't. And
So
then,
you started believing the
I
narrative in a
started
way.
believing that
Yeah, wow.
what I was getting told was true and was factual. But as I said, once I got to a certain point where I was just like, nah, I'm gonna give it a go.
Yeah.
It was one of the best things I did. And yeah, I checked with my doctors, and I've had a few doctors over my life, but you know, I finally got a new heart specialist who gave me one of the best things she ever told me, and it was just push yourself, but to your limits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even with my fitness, because it was, you know, me trying to get fit and stuff. It was, you know, don't do it, you can't do it. But once I got told that, yeah, I can do it, just make sure you don't push yourself. I now have that mindset of, I can do this, it's going to take me a little longer.
Have there been goals that you've wanted to achieve that you haven't achieved them? You've sort of thought, this will be a great idea, this will be something I want to do, and it just hasn't kind of, you know, you haven't been able to complete that goal for whatever reason. And how do you sort of work through that?
Yeah, I've had goals that I'm still trying to reach, and I would like to achieve. And one big thing for me was, and I'll show it because it does actually make me very happy, was when I was younger, my arm used to be up like this and basically stuck up against my side. And over time, figuring out that I can make a difference, I was able to start doing a bit of fitness, and now I can stretch my arm out to that point. So being a kid, having it up here, I thought that was it. And going back to that stage, I'll admit I hated my arm. Didn't want to look at it, didn't even want my arm, if I'm completely honest. But then once I got that mindset that I can do this, I was able to achieve just getting my arm down here. And a goal that I'll say I'm still chasing, and I would still like to achieve, is getting it a bit more straighter by my side, and just getting it a little stronger.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's so good.
Yeah.
So, give us a bit of an insight of where you're at now. And actually, what I might do is, just because I know you're quite humble about it, but Locke, you know, you're working throughout the week.
Yes.
So Locke works in retail and hospitality, which is incredible, and that's physical work as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening in that space for you.
Oh yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that, just the day-to-day of working in such a fast-paced environment. I mean, it's I guess there's days where you get a bit drained of energy, emotionally and physically. Tell us how you sort of navigate through those sort of times as well.
Yeah, so
And congratulations, by the way, on that. And I know you've been in that job for, you know, quite a few years, and it's just incredible. But yeah, so just tell us a little bit about how you sort of walk through the journey of the day-to-day.
Yeah.
And the input.
Yeah,
energy.
so being at one job for 10 years, for me, is impressive, I'll say. I still enjoy it. I still love it. Met some incredible friends and, you know, co-workers and teammates, and I love the team I work with. They accept me for me,
Amazing.
which is a big help.
Yep.
Got a boss that supports me. He's fun.
Yep.
I'll say that. But yeah, the job is, again, being there for 10 years, I didn't always do the same hours I did.
We might a little bit away.
I did earlier shifts, so I used to do morning shifts and used to work for 6 hours. Over time, figuring out that 6 hours is not good for me. Just had one day where I may have pushed myself a little too hard.
Okay, tell us about that.
Yeah, just I probably didn't drink enough water, or I probably didn't eat, or I can't quite remember, but I'll say I collapsed a little bit at work, so I just kind of didn't have enough energy to stand up for a while, so... And, you know, I didn't enjoy seeing that, because I feel bad when people have got to stop what they're doing to help me, so... yeah, and freaked myself out, if I'm honest, so... Realised that 6 hours maybe isn't good for me.
So you just felt, at that time, you just felt like your energy just going...
Yeah,
like
I'd gone too hard for too long.
Okay.
And probably didn't listen to my own body and saying maybe it's time to slow down and have a feed. I was just, I think I was just keen to show that I was willing to work and can do it. So yeah, and I've had days ever since that I still like to push it and not listen to myself, or you know, because I want to prove that I can do it. And yeah, over time, just figured out that, you know, 4 hours is good for me. And at the job where I work, the morning shifts were definitely busier and a bit more hectic, which probably not the best for me. So yeah, my boss and I figuring out that afternoon shift is a bit more, I'll say, quieter, and I can handle it better, and I can last the hours that my boss wants me at work for. Yeah, and I don't have to prove myself. I know that the team is supportive, and if I'm having a bad day, they just accept, you know, it's accepted as what it is, and I feel like I don't need to try to push myself, even though I want to.
Yep. There would be people maybe in a similar situation to you that would, you know, live in a much more cautious way. You know, they'd be, maybe they're able to not work, or they just don't want to work. What motivates you to continue to show up day after day, to be part of the team, to be part of helping customers? What is it that drives you in doing that?
I think just the big thing that drives me is just, I'd say, my team at work.
Yeah.
Just feeling like I'm part of a team, and the fact that they treat me as an equal, not as someone with a disability. Yes, they all know I have a disability, and I may have days where I'm feeling a bit buggered, or I can't push myself as much, but it's not like it's a big deal. And I try not to make it a big deal. If I'm having a bad day, I'll tell whoever the manager or supervisor is, I'll let them know, like, because I want to let them know up front that, you know, maybe on this day I'm going to be a bit slower or something, just so they're aware. But yeah, I think it's the one thing that keeps me going in my job is definitely my team.
Yeah, amazing. What is it like for people to, or what is it like if, do you ever get the impression that people are kind of wanting to help you, but they sort of maybe sometimes come across as a bit condescending? And like, what's the, you know, do you ever get customers even like trying to be nice, but they'll be like asking you what's happened, or like, how do you sort of navigate through those sort of personal questions, if you get any, you know?
So I do get customers. I wouldn't say much asking. I do get customers that ask, and I'll admit the customers that actually are respectful about it, and I'll say thoughtful in the way that they ask me, I'm more than happy to take the time to explain it to them. But I do get a few customers here and there that try to assume they know what I'm going through. For example, one time I had a bloke tell me that he had a broken arm from a football game, and that he knew what I was going through, and asked me how I broke my arm. And it was only once I explained to him what was going on that he suddenly regretted, I'd say, assuming. Yeah, so
Yep.
I think it's the people that assume they know what's going on
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I'll say irritates me and makes me feel a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I can tell from the way they say it
Okay.
that they just want to know why my arm is different.
Yeah.
But it's the people that actually have the, I'll say, decency and respect to actually come up to me and just say, oh, excuse me if you don't mind, can I just ask you? I'm more than happy to have a chat with them.
Yeah.
Because I know that they're genuine
Yeah.
and caring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess most people have that. Yeah, they're good-hearted. I guess they
Yeah.
mean well, but it's also, you know, you have your own life. There's personal things going on, and it's almost like there's this openness where people maybe think they can just sort of,
Yeah.
you know, they're a bit nosy.
Yeah.
Let's-
And I get that. People may not understand or not, get it. Like, I don't even really get it, you know, and it's me. But the people that try to assume, it's a bit irritating.
yeah.
Because then I find I've got to do the 20 questions just to
Yeah.
try and get them to understand. Because telling them that I have a pacemaker, it's, oh, what's that? What's that? What's that? So I start feeling, what have I done?
Yep.
How do I get myself out of this?
Yeah.
You know, but
Do you think people's attitudes have changed just towards each other just in the last, you know, few years, say 5 to 10 years, just around? Do you think people are more respectful, or do you think they're a little bit more nosy, or do you think, like, where do you think it's at?
I don't think it's more or less. I think for me it's about the same.
Okay.
If I'm honest, I wish it was more people were the thoughtful part of it would actually ask me.
Okay.
But I'll admit I have had more where they just assume or they just want to know why my arm is different.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but I take it as I can. I try to, if it's someone assuming, I try to just, I'll say brush it off quickly and just get out of it because I don't really want to do the 20 questions and try and explain to them why I'm different
Yeah. Yeah.
or why I've got, you know, my arm is not working properly.
What does a bad day look like at work for you?
Bad day, just me not feeling like I've got all my strength.
Okay.
It's a
So it's a physical kinda.
physical
Just
day.
drained,
Just drained.
Yeah.
Just feeling like I can't keep up. And going back to, you know, having the amazing team and amazing boss that I do.
Yep.
If I'm having a bad day, he is willing to give me more than, you know, more breaks so I can get through the shift, which
Amazing.
again I appreciate and I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
But me being me, I like to push it.
Yeah,
I like to not have more than one break.
Yeah.
Just because it's me and I want to prove that
Yeah.
on tough days I can try to get through it. I may regret it later. I may crash and burn later, but that's on me.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
in that moment I want to prove that even though I am feeling a little down or something, that I can still get the job done.
Great. What does a good day look like?
Good days where it's just all the customers are easy to deal with.
Things are running smooth.
Things are running smoothly.
Feeling well.
Work's not hectic. It's just nice and smooth and quiet.
Yeah.
I'll admit I do prefer it to be a little quieter
Yeah.
than my job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just, you know, again, I work with a great team, but the certain co-workers I get to work with more just because I'm doing the same hours, same days. I see the same co-workers over and over, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. I mean, again, just dealing with some of the challenges that you have, but again, that the consistency, the determination, the resilience to stay focused is really, really inspirational. What would you say to someone that, you know, they're struggling now? They're struggling to, you know, just to kind of go through their day to day. They may not have the challenges that you experience, but they're struggling. What's the mindset that you sort of typically take to be able to get through some stuff in this way?
I think whatever someone is going through, and like you said, you know, there could be people out there that have different things going on than I do. But I think just whatever goal you've got your mindset on, or whatever you want to achieve in that particular day, just focus on that one particular goal for that day, or one particular good thing that's coming. You know, it might be something that's going to happen at the end of the day or in the evening. Just for me, focusing on that that happy time that is going to be coming or happening, just focusing on that. Don't let anything else trying to get you down or get to you.
Great.
Yeah.
Good advice. That brings me to focusing on the good stuff. Lachlan, you are a bit of a petrol head. Let's not beat around the bush.
Yeah, I'll admit it, I am.
And if we can just talk a little bit about you've got a track car
do.
that you've built. Amazing car. Tell us a little bit about that car.
So yeah, so as Matt said, I'm definitely a rev head.
Rev head, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
I'll admit it. I'm a bit of a hoon every now and then, but I think some of us all got a bit of a hoon in us.
Yeah,
every
for
now
sure,
and
for sure.
then. Yeah, so I came across this particular sport, drifting cars. So for those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically taking a car around track sideways. Yeah, and just for me, I'm not allowed to go on roller coaster rides at amusement parks and that, but I can do this. So wanted to have a little project car and figured out that my uncle was selling his VY Commodore. So
V8.
V8,
LS1.
yes, V8, the good stuff.
Yeah.
Stock standard, but you know, somewhere good to start with. Having a car that's got a bit of power.
Amazing.
So yeah, after only telling my uncle certain things I was going to do to the car, we'll leave that there. Yeah, he sold it to me, and over time I've just done a little bit of work to it. Just kept it minimal, just being first track car that I've owned. And yeah, just doing basic stuff.
So things like suspension, just interior work,
Yeah.
race seats, and that's taken a bit of. I mean, that would have taken a fair bit of physicality as well to not only do the work but to take it to the track. And
Yeah.
I mean, what's that like? Be pretty adrenaline pumping, wouldn't it?
Oh, definitely adrenaline pumping. I definitely, one thing I will say I found it funny is, for me, I got to have a pacemaker checkup every now and then. And the first time, I think it was back when it was the blue car, went out to the track, had a bit of a session, then a couple of days later I had a pacemaker check, and whenever I have a pacemaker check, I always get asked because it's recorded so the doctors can see what my heart was doing at certain times. I can never remember what I was doing on that particular day at that time. But this one particular day, I got asked. Apparently my heart had 13 episodes of going crazy.
Wow.
And that was because I was out on a drift track driving a car sideways. So that was fun.
That'll do it.
I haven't forgotten about that one. Don't think I will, but
Amazing.
I hope it happens again, if I'm honest.
Yeah, for sure. Incredible. And that, I mean, just talking about that, some people would be watching things, well, that's cool, drifting car, but someone like yourself that has some challenges around their heart, having to be cautious with their heart. I mean, there's some safety. There's some safety issues that could come into play, right? With doing a sport like that. What goes through your mind, like when you're strapped in, you're about to go onto the track? What's happening for you? Because if you haven't been to it in a drift car before, it's very physical.
Yeah.
It's very hot. There's no air conditioning.
No.
You're sending your car at insane speeds and sending you into corners and getting things happening. What does it concern you, like the safety part of it? Are you just trying to be as safe as possible, obviously?
I think trying to be as safe as possible. I think for me, just not having, another vehicle around you if you're starting out is a good way to go, because then you can just figure out your own technique and stuff like that. And also to keep yourself and others safe on the track. Because I'll admit, I remember one time one of the other guys there came up behind and was, do you want to have a battle? And I'm thinking, no, not yet. Like, I'm not ready for this, just because I was only able to take my car to the track once so far, and hope I can get out there again soon so I can do it more. But I think in a sport like this, you've always got to have a bit of safetiness about you, and know what's safe, to make sure that it's going to be a good day and a fun day.
Yeah, for sure.
So, making sure that
it's knowing what you can do, what you can't do, sticking to your limits in a way, and
And one thing I like about this sport is, for me, is I don't feel like I need to go out and prove that I can throw the car at 90-degree angle. You know, like,
Yep.
I'm happy with just going at my own pace.
Yeah.
I would like to work myself up, maybe not at that angle, but
Yeah.
you know, maybe set my car up so I could perform a little better.
Yep.
It would be a goal for me in the sport.
Yeah.
But just going at your own pace is probably the best thing.
It's great. It's great. And again, so I mean, and just taking a step back, looking at some of the things you're involved in with your track car, with the work that you're doing, you know, these types of things do take some input. They take some commitment.
Yeah.
Also, working through the challenges of, you know, having your energy drained out. You know, just with what you're sort of working through. How important for you is it to have routine for your health, for the daily things that you need to do, and what does that routine look like? I mean, are you careful with your diet? Are you careful with how much sleep you get? Do you know now when you're pushing yourself just too far and you're able to step back a bit? What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, sleep, I'm not the best at that, I'll admit. I do watch a few movies here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think when it comes to dieting and food, I think I eat equal amount of healthy stuff as I do, I'll say, snacks.
Yep.
Try to eat a bit more healthy.
Yep.
But yeah, I think just routine is good. And as I said earlier, I've got the same amount of hours I do at work, so I know what kind of day I'm going to have there. Yeah, I think just trying to make sure that I'm going to have a good day myself is important. Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to see just from the general public towards people that maybe do have challenges? Is there any attitudes that you'd maybe just like to see a little bit of a shift on in the community at all? Or do you think on the most part people are, you know,
I think on the
good?
most part, when someone sees somebody else with a disability, I'm sure that they're respectful and caring to maybe, you know, if it was someone in a wheelchair or someone with a different condition to me, I would hope that they would be respectful and, you know, if they were concerned, I'd hope they would be caring on how they would come up to that person or ask them. As I said earlier, I've had my fair share of people doing the nice way or the not nice way. You know, so I would just hope that if it was somebody else out there, I would just hope that there was respectful people out there and decent people out there to actually care about the people with disabilities, is what I'm trying to say. It's just, you know, don't make it obvious that they may be a little different or they have a disability. Like, just be considerate to that person's feelings.
It's the idea that we're all humans. All of us are going through something.
Exactly.
And let's be, you know, kind and compassion towards one another. In
And
all of that.
We all have different challenges. We've all got different goals. Like, just, you know, accept everyone as an equal is what I'd want to see.
Wrapping it up, what advice would you give to someone that's, and we spoke about it before, someone that might be, you know, struggling with work or whatever. What about someone who just doesn't quite know their place in the world? They're just trying to figure out even what to kind of do and where to go. And, you know, do you think it's worthwhile taking a challenge? Do you think it's worthwhile taking a risk on certain things? Tell us how you do that. Like, how do you decide when to take a challenge, when to take a risk? And is there a good time to take, you know, to step out into the unknown? Or is there no perfect time?
In saying that, I don't think there's a perfect time or not a perfect time. I'd say it's just more when you feel comfortable to push yourself to a new goal or just to try something new. And if it comes to looking for work, just figure out what makes you happy, figure out what you enjoy to do, and don't let anyone stop you. Just, if you've got a goal and you know in your heart that you can achieve that goal, do whatever you can to get that goal.
That's really interesting because... Sorry, go ahead.
It's, like I said earlier, everybody's got their own goals, everybody's got their own passions, their own interests, but if you've got something that makes you happy, that you are wanting to get into, go out and get that goal. Don't stop until you achieve it.
I was going to say, like, if you had listened to all the negative chatter, like, you can't do this, it's not going to you're not able to. It's this and that. I'd wonder where you would be now. Like I'd wonder, what it would look like with where you've and.
Believe me, I wondered that too.
And we can talk about your daily driver if you want or not.
Yeah,
but,
I'm happy to.
I mean, you've, for those watching, Locke's been able to save over a number of years, and worked hard and saved and consistently saved. And he's bought himself a very nice car, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I had a goal. I've always been a rev head again. Always liked Mustangs. So finally was able to save up with a little bit of help, I'll admit. But had a goal and I got my dream car, so I now drive a Mustang.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What 4,000 Ks on it or something like near.
It was, yeah.
Incredible.
But,
See, and stuff like that. That's really incredible because there's so much consistency and discipline in that, and that's what's inspiring. That's inspiring.
But going back to the goals thing, like if you have something that you have an interest in, maybe it's a sport, maybe it's a
car,
a car or a bike, anything. If you're into art or whatever it is you're interested in, do whatever is possible to make that happen.
What about when there's blockages? What about when there's like roadblocks? You get up in the morning like, oh man, I don't know if I've got what it takes today. How do you push through that?
Being someone who has gone through challenges, I've definitely had to deal with roadblocks. But just remembering, I think going back to making yourself focus on that particular goal.
Yep.
Because if it brings you happiness, if it brings you joy, if it brings you love, whatever, don't stop. Just do whatever you feel. Don't, go out and push yourself all at once to achieve it. Like, give yourself a time frame. Give yourself time to work towards it.
Yep.
But don't stop.
Yep.
Just, there may be curveballs, there may be days where you don't feel motivated. We all go through it.
Yep.
We all do.
Yep.
But, I'd just...
Stay the course.
Stay the course. Take your time in achieving it. Don't let anyone stop you.
Beautiful. Love it. It's good stuff, man. It's been really, really encouraging listening to you. I know we've kind of looked at a few different things throughout this conversation. Each one I think has been an encouragement. But wrapping it all up, I love the idea that you share about staying focused. If you've got a goal, if you want to achieve something, don't listen to the noise. Stay focused, keep your vision set on what it is that you're wanting to do. And you mentioned something before, it's like sometimes each day is just a matter of setting one goal for the day.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that and staying focused on those steps as well, which is really important. So awesome advice, great conversation. Lachie, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having us.
Any final words of wisdom?
I'm good.
Well, thanks so much for your time. Thanks so much for joining us on today's episode of Inside the Journey. Have really appreciated your time as well. Hit the like and subscribe if you get a chance, and we'll see you next time on Inside the Journey. For now, enjoy the rest of your day and thank you.